The corporate press certainly is the enemy of people in general. That's not an original thought or an idea. It's just what it is. They are the scum of the earth. They are part of the propaganda wing for the cathedrals, state shit, bullshit. And they are incapable of showing any bias. Journalism is a dead genre, or what we call it, profession, if that's what you want to call it, for the most part. Definitely when you're tied, or more especially when you're tied to the big guys. They're some of the more, I don't want to say independent, I guess they're all technically independent, or are they? But some of the guys not tied to the alphabet cats seem to be doing better. CBS News made an absolutely reckless fucking tweet on CBS Mornings. And I don't know if it was some rogue fucking... I don't know if it was a rogue intern, social media intern, but this is it's reckless. It's come from CBS Mornings. Kyle Rittenhouse testified in his murder trial yesterday, breaking down in tears as he told the jury he murdered two men at Black Lives Matter protests last year in self-defense. Again, those are two completely different terms. Murder and self-defense are not the same thing. But I don't know if they were too stupid and they didn't understand that, or they just, as we saw and you've seen maybe the compilation videos of these weirdos in, like, remember when the event happened, calling him a white supremacist and calling him even it's kind of crazy that the man shoots and or kills a known fucking pedophile and an abuser, and both being white, all three of them being white, and somehow it's a white supremacy. Never mind that. The main thing here is that they're claiming that right off the rip that he murdered two men, which he didn't. But that's the whole point of the trial. Nevertheless, but in the eyes of so many people in the mainstream, he's already guilty of murder. See, for you have been keeping up with this, and maybe you guys been following Rekieta Law. It's been doing some great commentary with a group of lawyers who are way smarter on this issue than I am, and covering it. Just surface level, you don't need to be a lawyer. There's no fucking way that you could actually claim that he murdered someone. But that doesn't mean that he's gonna get off. But the condemnation, the immediate condemnation because of the political slant, just really shows you how ugly the authoritarian left is, but more importantly how, and this is what this is about. This is way bigger than Kyle, right? Let's get philosophical with it a little bit. Y'all understand that this is way bigger than Kyle. This was an instance where you had a lot of turmoil happening in a city, and a man was there and ended up defending himself. A 17-year-old ended up defending himself. We got people reaching for his gun, people holding a gun to his head, all kinds of shit, threatening him with murder. All of that shit going down. And despite that, they incriminated him. And that is really the approach that they want, because they can punish their political enemies. Now, this also speaks to why these guys are so upset at community, and they don't like the idea of people doing things and taking some sort of protection in their own hands. This wouldn't necessarily be a conversation if they felt like he was their political ally, but he's not. He's their political enemy. Okay? So they want to use, and they will use the court systems, they've done this historically, to attempt to punish him, to make a statement, to basically suggest, number one, can't defend yourself, community, or nullify any sort of issue in the event problems arise. In Minneapolis, they had this issue also where they incriminated a man. I covered this. The police go and arrest him. This man on his own, it's his property. So this ain't even like the situation with Kyle. This is on his own fucking property in his own pawn shop. A looter comes through, tries to steal some shit. He got his punk ass aired out right at the front door. Swiss cheese. And he passed. That's his own goddamn fault. Now, with that being said, they arrested him for murder, for defending himself and his property. That's what this is about. Okay? That's what it's about right there. That instance right there is what this is all about. They don't like you doing that. They don't want you. Chris Hayes had some big monologue or whatever you want to call it the other day on MSNBC. Do we want to live in a society where everybody's armed and all? Yes, absolutely. It keeps people in check, 100%. That's exactly what I want. And in the event people getting out of fucking line, I have no problem with communities coming together, not relying upon police to defend themselves and their property, neighborhoods, businesses, whatever it is. But that is a threat to the state, because once people do that and realize they can do that efficiently and it can work, that proves less of a need to rely upon them. And that's what this is about. Punishing their political enemies, particularly the ones that do anything that is self-sufficient regarding the defense of themselves, person's property, etc. This is way bigger than Kyle. But you see, it ain't just about the bias. It's the recklessness that these guys have to try to conjure up a narrative that they already, it didn't matter. Mountains of evidence that we've now seen because of the public court hearing. We've seen that. We've seen videos. We've seen whatever's going down. We've heard fucking testimonies of one motherfucker survived saying that he didn't get his ass shot until he went and charged at a motherfucker and reached for his gun. Should be open and closed case. You got your arm shot off or whatever it was, and you got what you fucking deserve. But to them, you're a murderer. You shouldn't be defending yourself. You had a big, scary black gun. That's what this is about. But the recklessness by way of media figures and pundits who have just deemed a man as murder right off the bat just shows you what this is about. You just watched a clip from my podcast, For Canon's Sake. Catch us live at 12 p.m. throughout the week over at youtube.com/YoungRipper59 and follow us over at odyssey.com/@YoungRipper59. If you want to watch the entire video cast after the show is over, just be sure to become a member on the YouTube channel. Of course, the full audio portion of the podcast is available for free on all major digital platforms, or just visit forcanonsake.com.